What's up, everyone? We had technical difficulties, but we're back on streaming. So I think we left off on how industrial marijuana is getting, actually. So I know where I come from in Port Hueneme, we started growing, so around 2000, 2005, maybe? Like to 2008, we started really looking into stuff. Like laws started being passed, or like we knew they were coming, right? So people are getting ready for the shift, and I remember like one of my really good friends ended up buying out like a whole mile, like 5 shops on the same mile, and they call it the Green Mile right now. And yeah, it just got really yeah, they sell it in shops. You go to your local store, and but yeah, that my friend really like took over Wainimi as a weed industry, which is crazy. Just a drop story.
You know, I can remember way back when how the illegal status of cannabis completely changed the plant itself. I can remember way back, like way before there was charcoal filters and people could hide the smell. We used to have
Yeah,
all these strains that were loud, like loud, man. You knew somebody had some weed growing because you could smell it from a mile down the way when the wind blew your direction. You know, and you should be able to just
yeah,
follow your nose and find a cannabis patch.
dude, that was that stuff. That's what I love to find still, if I can find it, is just like, oh, it has to be super strong in my face. Like I used to call it I used to call it meat buzz. Like it almost had like a meaty. I know it's such a weird stoner thing to say, but it's like a meat kind of heaviness to it, I guess.
See, back in the Bay Area, man, we had this strain we called steak and eggs for that same
Oh,
meaty smell. It smelled like steak and
yeah,
egg breakfast,
dude, that
but it
meatiness,
was
like,
so dank, man. It's just so heady and so pungent, you know.
yeah,
And all this homogenized commercially grown cannabis just does not have it. Yeah, I mean, you got some real pungent terpy shit out today, but it's just not the same. Like the way
right.
weed used to be was way different. Illegalization changed cannabis because people started crossing stuff to try to make it less loud. They lost a lot. Like
They
one of the
did.
strains for a long time was like a clone only strain, like the original skunk, not skunk one, not skunk number one, not the stuff that was popularized, but the stuff back in the day, that original skunk that smelled like a dead skunk ran over in the road.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know, you couldn't hide that smell, so people started to breed it out. And just trying to be a grower caused you to have to alter the plant. I mean, the cannabis plant has grown for thousands of years, naturally by itself, and has crossed itself and changed itself throughout the course of time growing. But man has
Yeah,
altered it completely. Like now you have all this weed that's like super potent, like hella high in THC, all this THCA weed.
yeah.
They've completely voided the plant of most all CBD.
Oh, totally, dude. It's a trip. I'm
It's
sorry.
just crazy how they've commercialization of cannabis has really changed the trajectory of the plant itself. That for me, as a grower, is something I think about a lot because like I'm an old head, man. I've been smoking since the fucking 80s. Since the early
Right.
80s, I've been smoking pot.
When it was just like basic basic buds and fucking you had like three different levels, like A, B, and C. Straight up
Right?
flower. And that's about it.
Forgive me. Oh, dropping shit over you. Trying not to start a
See?
damn fire. Whew,
Might
whew.
be over here tearing it down. That's right.
But no, man. Like back in the day, you know,
Yeah.
cannabis was different. I'm not saying it was weaker because I can remember weed from back in the day that would put you on your ass that made you think you were going to die. Motherfucker, you were having a religious experience getting high. It
Right.
didn't. It impacted you different. It was more. I felt like strains were more psychoactive back then. There was more psychoactive properties to cannabis.
I give you that. I think so too. Actually, that's crazy because it's in a different. I feel like they've added so much stuff has gotten added that like I kind of have a different and not and I'm also taking out my own weirdness over the time, but like I feel like they've added so much different chemicals. It's a different high at this point. You know,
Yeah.
I really search for that traditional high. You know, that's that's
Like
the way to be.
I can remember back a long time before medical, long time before recreational, way back in the early 80s. We used to get cannabis from all over. Like people used to ship cannabis from other countries, and we would get exotic cannabis. And I can remember a lot
Right.
of those exotic strains. I can remember the old school hash plant, you know. I can remember
Yeah.
fucking smoking real skunk. I can remember smoking Panama Red, Thai stick,
Right.
you know. I remember
Yeah.
smoking fucking Michoacan, and real Acapulco Gold, and real Maui Wowie. I remember motherfucker coming back from the islands with a suitcase, and inside that suitcase was a rolled up fucking piece of newspaper with a big old donkey dick bud. And that shit was stanky.
Uh,
We don't see exotic cannabis anymore. In fact,
yeah.
commercialization of cannabis has spread so badly into other countries that other like land raised strains from other countries have been contaminated, with a lot of outside genetics. So it's really hard to find any pure land raised strains in this day and age because of it. But it has completely altered cannabis. Like you don't find cannabis that makes you feel the same anymore. All this super potent THCA shit, is just not the one because it's not the same. The physical properties, the psychoactive properties are not the same. We're missing components in pot that is not there anymore. We've bred them out.
Right.
And I really miss the old school bud. I mean, there's a few people that like. There's some seed companies that I definitely would fuck with because they're genetics, like
Yeah.
707 seeds. I want to give a shout out to them
Yeah. There's
because
shout out to
they
Tony
keep that
Kevin.
that real deal true cat piss strain alive and going.
Yeah.
Cat piss. You ever? I know you smoke some cat piss, right?
Yeah. Catfish is from back in the day. That was like one of the
You know
OG
that's
things.
it was originally called the Pittsburgh piss for Pittsburgh,
I actually
California.
didn't. I really didn't know that.
Yeah, it was originally known as the Pittsburgh piss. There's
Well,
there's
it's
a pheno
trippy.
of it that went around the Bay Area that was called Uncle Bob,
Hmm.
and that right there was one of the most prized phenotypes of the cat piss. Because that shit right there, a half a gram would make your house stink so bad you had to open up your windows.
Oh, totally.
I mean, when you talk
And
about loud, bro, this was like fucking head next to a stadium speaker loud. This shit was loud.
yeah, that's what I don't get, like, a lot of people are just for peace right now, and I used to be just like when I was a real smoker, because I don't consider myself a smoker anymore like that. But when I was, I needed like it to just be the loudest dank, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah,
heaviest loud, like put me back down in my seat and shut up and just gaze at the stars, you know? It's like La La
right.
Land.
I mean, don't get me wrong, man.
That's,
Like you got strains nowadays. You know the terps on them are incredible. Like it's loud, but it's not. All the terpene profiles nowadays are all the same. They are all the same nowadays. There's no real variety in the terps. You know,
right.
everything smells like one thing or another because everything's so crossed. Everything they breed for popularity. They breed this day and age for popularity, for what sells, for what's marketable. They it's not like breeders are breeding for themselves or for genetics. They're breeding for marketability.
Yeah,
So everything's so homogenized in the market
totally.
today.
It's
You know, unless you got
like
some
we
out the way
live.
motherfucker that is one of those weird nut job fucking growers. Because if anybody out there who knows growers know what I'm talking about. Like them real fucking just hillbilly hippie motherfuckers that fucking don't give a fuck and they do their thing. They're
Yep.
oddballs, they're weirdos, they're eccentrics. They're great people,
My
man,
my
and
best.
those are the motherfuckers that I want to get my weed from
Yeah, my
because they
best
breed all
friend.
that old school shit.
Where we used to
Those are the
live, like we
purists.
started off buying those grow sets when we were younger, and now he ended up buying land in Lancaster and has like a bunch of shipping containers that he's now like turned into like sectional weed growing. So like each section is a different stage. It's crazy.
That reminds me of the movie The Gentleman. You ever
Yeah,
seen it with Matthew McConaughey?
yeah. It's
But
kind
no,
of like
man,
that.
for real. That right there is such an awesome idea, and it's so feasible because you can get the shipping containers pretty fucking cheap,
Oh
and
yeah.
you can create a great
So
grow environment.
I had thought about it like without the herb. I had just thought about it just for rent, or that would be a good thing. But for that is like such a good. When I walked up and he showed me that, I'm like, wow, that's insane. Good idea, bud. You actually pulled it off. And yeah, seeing it all put together was actually what's really cool.
You know, when I moved up here to Washington, man, I ended up involved in the cannabis industry. Me and my brother, bro, we were all about wanting to start our own shop, and we wanted to call it Cali Trees and sell nothing but strains from California. You know, that was our goal. That was our dream. You know, because
Oh yeah,
you all 98% of the pot was all coming from California, and
yeah,
back then, a lot of the strains were local Cali strains and or from Subcool. Anybody out there who knows their growers knows who Subcool is. Rest in peace. You know,
R.I.P.
but yeah, no. So we were dealing with a lot of Subcool strains. We were also getting, because of where I am up north, we were getting stuff from like Amsterdam. We were getting stuff. that was like coming through the fucking supply chains throughout the world. So we were getting a lot of
Yeah.
exotic stuff. Like we used to get this Nepal hash plant, man. That I miss it, and I really wish I would have fucking kept some of the goddamn seeds I got from it. Because man, this was the stuff for making hash. Oh, dude, this stuff was so hashy. Like all you had to do, you
Yeah.
shake it, dude, and it was like fucking getting pollen off of a male plant. This stuff was just so hashy. You know, this stuff had just the best trichromes on it, dude. It was wonderful. I miss it. But you don't get stuff like that anymore because of the commercialization. I think that's really one of the things that there was ultimately the goal is to stop that, to cash in on it. Because, you know, even though it's still federally legal, um, I don't, my state does not benefit. At least I have never seen it personally in my state benefiting from recreational cannabis. In fact, we have a very big question here in Washington. All the money that recreational cannabis makes, where is that going? Where is that going? Because it's not going into schools because we're the levies. We're having to create new levies to raise money, to get more money for schooling and for fire departments and road work and this and that and the other. Where is all this cannabis money going? Where's this revenue? Where's this revenue
Which is
actually
like,
going?
that was such a huge point in why we started doing it. Anyways, we're like, look at what you could do, give us what we want, and you'll be able to do all
Okay,
this. And they're not doing
I'm gonna point a little something out. When cannabis was still illegal, before there was recreational, you know, and before even there was medical, you know, communities formed around this. I mean, we have a whole fucking section of California that built a community around growing pot back in the fucking 60s. Okay? And you know what they did with all their money? They dumped it back into the community, helped their schools and everything else. They actually used it to help renovate and revive and build the community they had. And ever since recreational came along, that community is dying. Recreational has been so bad, not only for cannabis, the strain, but for the communities that actually relied on the agriculture thereof. You know, the
I
biggest trick the
agree.
devil ever played was convincing man that he didn't truly exist. You know, the government came along and said, hey, this is going to be great for everybody, but nobody read the fine print. And states have been pocketing and frivolously using money that has been used for years to help the community. You know, guarantee you throughout time, most pot dealers use that their revenue not to just enrich their lives, but to enrich their community because they can't be happy and be healthy in a poor community. And if you're doing good in a poor community, are you really helping your fellow man? You know, that's
Uh,
the way that all these
that
old hippies thought.
that's such a huge, like, serious thing. Is like, yeah, are you really doing good if you're, are you really giving back to your community if you're doing that good in that community
See this right
and
here. I like
everyone
this
else?
camera right here.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
looks great.
you know, but no, seriously, we have to ask ourselves these questions. More and more states are recreational. You know, and that is the nail in the coffin. That you can still go out and spend a whole bunch of money in Washington and get a medical card. You can even go to most recreational shops and get a little bit of a discount. But you know, it's about the same discount that they give their employees, which really isn't much.
Right,
But
right.
recreational in Washington is dead because of recreational. Yeah, I mean, medical. Yeah, sorry, medical is dead because of recreational here in Washington. It has killed it. You know, like there used to be a lot of little mom and pop recreational shops. You know, we had people that were coming and bringing us their crop. You know, we were doing a lot of consignment stuff through a lot of different medical shops, and we were helping small growers. You know, we were helping, you know, American grown cannabis producers. You know, and families that had been doing it for generations. You know, with another outlet. And
Rightly so.
when they got rid of the medical shops, because at first $50,000 could get you your up here it's 502 licensing for your medical shop. And if you were able to
Yeah.
afford it, which a lot of people couldn't because most of their product was on consignment and they have to sell it so that they could fucking pay the growers, so they can get their
Yep.
cut. So and that's how that worked,
Yep.
man. Most of them could not afford to pay for the licensing to keep their medical shops open. So most, I would say 95% of them had to close down. 95% of them
Yeah.
had to close down. Other ones were bought out by big business, big corporations. You know,
Yeah. That's about the only two ways it went for sure. I think you have
I know this kind of
made
wasn't
the
really what I expected to talk about. The can, but it's still, this is today. This is a big part of the cannabis I know.
yeah,
Is
no.
what happened to cannabis. Cannabis, the strain, cannabis for medical. What legal cannabis has done for cannabis, done to cannabis.
Right. Hey, I'll go any way you want to go with it, bud. Honestly, I mean, it's been such a big part of my life
I mean,
that
it's been a gripe of mine for years. Because I, I started back up here in Washington, in this giant vacuum of BC bud, right?
yeah,
There wasn't medical like that up here, you know, and it was basically like the Wild West of weed still up here. So I
yeah,
got involved when cannabis was booming up north. And I remember when medical came about, everyone was like, Mike, aren't you worried about medical? Aren't you worried about medical? No, I'm not worried about medical. I got my plans. I know what's going to happen with medical. I'm all for medical. In fact, I was helping push for medical. You know, some people might have thought I was, cutting off my nose to spite my face, but I truly believe in medical. Medical's the way to go. Decriminalization, not legalization. Decriminalize cannabis. Cannabis shouldn't be a criminal offense. It's a flower. It's a medicine. You know,
yeah.
yeah. There's certain
Hey,
manufacturing practices of cannabis that should be looked at. Because blasting cannabis, man, is not only a dangerous thing, but it's also manufacturing. Right?
yeah, that's a different.
Concentrates are a different animal.
That's just that's THC. Just that's another drug at that
See,
point, really.
I've always looked at it this way. You have lots of street drugs that are derived from plants. You have the poppy.
Yeah,
You have the coca leaf. You also
yeah.
have other plants
Mescaline,
that are hallucinogenic, other barks that you can derive stuff from and make.
aspirin.
It's all from
I think
nature.
everything goes back to
It,
yeah, all
you
of it goes back
you
to
can take
something.
they have opium lettuce that grows. Okay, you can do the same thing and create the same thing from that plant. Okay, but it's how
Yeah,
it's taking that and then altering that to turning it into a drug that should be the crime, not the plant itself. Because the plants themselves
yeah,
are completely ornate and are medicine when used properly. Because I've had coca plants. You sit there and you chew the leaves,
right.
dude. They're great. It's medicine. The acidity,
It's
the
the
acidity of your
action
saliva is
or
what
the
activates the
intent.
leaves.
Yeah, yeah. It's
You
the
know,
action or intent you have to do with it, not the plant itself.
it's like in the Middle East, they chew this plant called kats. It's basically a
Yeah.
cousin to the coca plant.
Okay, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, I know. It's a cousin to the coca plant, but by itself, it's
Yeah,
completely inert.
no.
It's when you alter the plant that it's a problem.
Yeah.
Candy cane.
Oh. You
I'm
got it?
looking for
Kinda?
looking for candy cane.
Hey, y'all.
Oh,
I have to say, cannabis is an amazing plant. What's up with you, Dub? Sliding through this
No, my
biatch.
fault.
What's good with you, cuz?
Shit, you know,
I
watching
know I
golf
feel you like
claps
you're
and
here in
letting
spirit, but I
land
can't
that
see you,
thing.
man. You're so far away.
I know we out here pimping right now. Look, we glamping,
Oh, look
bro.
at that.
yee,
We glamping with your boy. All right, I
yeah,
love y'all. I'll let you get back to
looking
it.
beautiful.
Love you, cuz.
All right,
All my
nice
folks on the
popping in,
porch, you
bud.
know what it is.
But yeah, no, man. Um,
We're lagged. You there?
give me 1 second.
We having some lagation.
Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, no. I'm a firm believer that it's just a plant. It shouldn't be a criminal offense. You know, it used to be we were all about growing cannabis. And our declaration was printed on hemp paper.
Yeah.
Our president grew cannabis. He grew it not only for the hemp production but also for the flower. He suffered from
Dude,
horrible mouth
I
pains,
wanted.
and he used
You
cannabis to
brought
cope with
up
his
what
mouth
I
pain.
wanted to do. Yeah, yeah.
You know, because when made into a tincture and stuff, it becomes an anti-inflammatory in your mouth. It helps deal with mouth pain. So I mean, it's a plant.
Dude,
It's a medicine. It's so many things, but what it's not is a crime. And the fact that it has been criminalized is only because of special interests, because of corporations that were wealthier than the small farmer. You
yep.
know, and that is
I
why cannabis
mean,
ever became illegal to begin with. At that point, it is un-American not to grow cannabis because it has been such a part of our culture since we came here to this country. You know, it is
oh yeah.
ingrained in the American spirit. You know, people farmed it. Families did it for generations. They did it for country. They did it for self. During Second World War, it was hemp for victory. You know, they encouraged farmers to take a fucking portion of their land to grow hemp to help the war effort. You know, they needed
Hmm.
fibers for clothes and rope and all that and what have you. You know,
It's so
so
nuts. It's so nuts that we don't do the hemp here. Like we now, here and now, we need hemp again.
yes, hemp production is needed greatly. It would help us so much. But it
So
leads
much.
me back to my original topic on this is this recreational thing. People do not understand the fine print or frick. Every everywhere that has had medical that has gone recreational, medical has seemed to suffer. I don't know about California. Is California what's medical like in California? Has it changed?
Yeah, it's gotten crappy. It's not good. It's not good for anyone in business. It's not good for anyone on the outside. It's harder to get. It's more expensive. It's shittier. All of the above.
It has not been good for the people who've given their lives, who've risked their lives, their family, everything they had for this. Everybody that helped build what it has become has risked everything, and those are the people who have been hurt the most by it.
with the butterflies.
You know, the people who knelt down for others to stand on to climb that mountain. And it's not only hurt those, but it's hurt cannabis and the people who are new to cannabis, who will never truly understand what cannabis is supposed to be because of breeding practices, for cultivation practices
Oh
this day and
yeah.
age. You know,
Oh yeah.
nobody will truly
I just
understand
found
that
there's a
psychoactive
certain
effect, that true spiritual thing, you know, that they wrote about in the holy anointing oil in the Bible. Because that's what the holy anointing oil was in the Bible. It was cannabis oil.
mm, yeah.
But
Dude, that
cannabis isn't
it will
psychoactive
heal
like that
anything,
anymore.
man.
Now, you can take THC crystalline and CBD crystalline together, and it does have quite the effect on you. But it's more like taking a nitrous oxide hit. You get the womp womps.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that.
I don't know, bro. That one, that one time I mixed those two you gave me, bro. I was on the floor with the womp womps. It felt like I'd hit some nitrous oxide.
It was definitely the THC crystalline, not the CBD crystalline.
It was the
Yeah,
mixture of
dude.
the two together. I felt it.
You tell yourself that.
It was in my head and through my entire body. I felt it from my hair follicles into my fingernails.
Oh my goodness. That's insane.
Once again, like I was saying about manufacturing, completely different thing. That stuff should be regulated. When you take and you alter the cannabis plant into something else, unless it is a naturally derived thing, like say you're making a tincture, you're taking it and turning it into edibles. If you're taking and alter it and turn it into a concentrate, that kind of thing should be regulated because it's dangerous. It could be really unsafe if not done properly. You know, it's one of those things you should leave to people who are
Absolutely.
professionals.
I mean, it's even if you're saying, oh, like it's fine because it's just weed, but like if you're taking weed and you're ingesting something that's gonna make you a little loopy for a minute, like, and you don't know you're taking that, who knows what kind of trouble you can get into? You can
Yeah,
die. I mean, it's actually it could be serious. So I agree totally. Like on certain concentrates, on edibles, yes, on anything where you're having to do a process really more than just grow your buds. It definitely needs to be some kind of standard on it. But we are way beyond, having other people's hand in our weed at this point.
yeah, man.
And the way that
I've always been a really firm believer on that one because, like, cannabis is a flower. You know, just like any other not plant, it is just a flower. Was that a shooting? What the hell was that? I just saw. I just saw some light drop from the sky. The fuck? My dogs run out barking. I come outside and I watch some light dropping from the fucking sky.
oh what? I was like,
That
what
was weird.
happened?
I don't
Yeah.
know, but I come outside and as usual I look up at the damn sky because our weather has been crappy. Hold up, dogs. Stop. And I watched some light off in the distance fall down in the sky. That was fucking weird.
Oh, yeah, that's
That was really fucking
trippy.
weird.
And
You guys,
I've been
enough.
I've been hearing and seeing some crazy stuff. Yeah, if you got something cool, get it on camera.
But I know, not time for the off topic hour yet. We're only like 30 something minutes in, anyways. I'm sorry, folks. That
I
just
mean,
caught me off guard.
it's okay.
It's not every day you see the orb lights falling out of the sky.
I know.
I wish I could have been
I'm like
quickened.
ready. I know. I hate when I miss stuff like that, and I'm like, dude, I can't push my. I know we're not on off topic, but I can never push my camera quick enough. like down.
Yeah, no, I opened the door. My dogs are fucking trying to get out. I let them out and they're growing dipshit. And all of a sudden, I look off over yonder and I watch this light drop out of the fucking sky. I'm like, what the fuck? And you can never, it just happens. Unless you're recording in that moment, you miss those things. And it's crazy. I really wish I could have caught that for the stream because, yeah, you guys would have been like, what the fuck was that? 'Cause that's kind of how I am right now. But no.
Yeah, I wish I could share my perspective with people. Like, I wish they could. I would never do this, but I wish people could literally see from my eyes, like little cameras, you know. But they would have to have my brain, my mentality
Oh, give
too.
it time. We'll
So,
get
like,
there. They got these Google lenses
yeah,
now and stuff like that. Give it time. They're getting there. Before you know it, there's going to be
yeah,
some kind of ocular implant that'll capture all that stuff.
that's why I was like, I would never like. I meant when I was saying that, I was like, I would never take part in it because I already know it's coming. But like, yeah. All right. So weed. So
Weed, cannabis,
here's something. Where did
ganja.
you go? What were the strains that you grew?
What were the strains I've grown or grew this year?
Grew this year that you just got done growing.
Oh, that stuff. Well, see,
Mhm.
it was really great this year. I was able to have a couple different things going. So I got to try a little something. A bit of an experiment, you would call it.
Mhm.
I grew two plants, same strain, purple Urkel. One was grown.
Ooh.
One was grown in a 5-gallon pot using
Nice.
Fox Farm. You
Fox
know,
Farm, my favorite.
yeah,
We support
my
Fox
camera
Farm.
really don't do nothing justice, but one was grown in a pot in a 5-gallon using Fox Farm, Fox Farm soil, Fox Farm nutrients.
Fox Farm.
The other one
Fox
was
Farm all the way.
this stuff, nice,
We su-
solid, dense, fucking hard nugs. Smells pretty decent, looks good, but
it looks
I
good. I can tell.
the other plant I grew, I grew in the ground using
Mhm.
Dutch Masters
Mm.
nutrients. Now, Dutch Masters is normally used for like um, hydroponics,
Mhm.
or other medium, not soil. So I
Right.
was using it in ground, and
Aeroponics. Dude, I
this
was
stuff,
getting into all this. Sorry.
this stuff turned out fucking amazing. Like
That's awesome. I'm glad you
this.
chose a purple bud to roll with.
Here, I got some decent lighting here. Oh, let's hope my camera can at least do it some kind of justice.
Oh yeah. She's a beautiful jar. Nuggers.
This
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Oh, could you turn that on, please? Thank you, buddy. No, do not mess with it right now. Thank you. Do not mess with it right now. Like, yeah, no, my camera can't focus well enough to really do it justice. But
I
this
got
stuff,
it for a
Get
second.
another shot.
this stuff right here, dude, it's fucking.
Stop.
This stuff came out fucking just crystally as hell, like so resinous. It's crazy
Nice.
because,
Yeah.
like, even the stock on that thing was massive, and just like grabbing the stock, your hands were literally coated in resins. Like you could sit there and rub your hands on the stock and fucking make a resin ball.
Yeah. I've done that
This
plenty of
stuff was
times.
just super sticky, like through and through. I was completely amazed and impressed with how the Dutch Masters did. Like, because I've been using Fox Farm for years, you know, but Buddy gave me a whole bunch of fucking Dutch Masters, so the whole fucking whole line of it. So I was like, I'm gonna see what it does. I'm gonna see
Yeah.
what the real difference in it's gonna be, and it's night and day, man. Night and day. The way this stuff did in the ground with this Dutch
Yeah.
Masters is just insane. Like it was a
Well,
massive
that's
plant
good to
too.
know because I've always just been Fox Farm, so I didn't really branch out. It's good to hear someone using something
See, you
else.
should always
That works
branch out,
out.
try new things. Don't get complacent. Don't get comfortable. When you have opportunities to grow, experiment, try different things. You never know, you might find something
Uh,
that work, works better for you. Lanny wanted me to
so
come next door.
that's
Oh
a
no,
lesson I'm
Justin
learning
just
in.
messaged me, asked me if I'd stop by. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop next door real fast.
All right.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
going to
me
tell
too.
you. It wasn't like I was just gonna wander off and disappear. Sorry about that, y'all. Life does go on,
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
life,
the difference is
life.
night and day. I was so impressed, and the smell on it, so different. Like one's got that really like funky fruitiness, and the other one has more of the funk. It's not so much. It's got that slight bit of it, of that like grapeness to it, but it has that funk. Like whoo, and it's fucking just so good. Like I was saying, man, I really wish you could smoke some of it.
No, I know. I hate that we're not close enough to just go chill and smoke and kick it for us. It'd be great.
For
Gosh, there's
me,
still 18.
for
Huh?
me, like cannabis is something I've been doing since I was a kid. It's a part of my life. I
Yeah,
was one of those people that were fortunate enough that I got to grow up with that. You know,
same.
what up, brother? Hey, you guys. Munchie messaged me. Munchie messaged me. Told me to come by. Hi, you guys. Hi, handsome. What is up? Oh, look at this big old beast right here. Oh, big old beast. He's just a big, handsome beast. Oh, I love that dog. Oh, nut shot. Nut shot.
Oh,
Oh, that. Made him feel a little bit better. Oh, goodness. Oh, no, I don't want any more kids. It's okay. Oh, oh, Pitbull right in the nuts.
oh, Mikey's not gonna be able to do it no more. You'll be fine.
I need you to say a
Well,
prayer for him.
well,
Oh, what's wrong with Prince?
He's very sick. He even got the vet worried tonight. We rushed him to the vet. Doc, when it comes here, Dr. Clark. And Dr. Clark said he's worried about it. Gave him a shot, gave him some antibiotics in the mouth. I have to do it twice a day. But he looked at me and said he may not make it.
okay, we got Mikey muted for a second. We'll get him back on. Uh, just saying what's up to my four. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are liking the stream. It's just me and Mikey tonight. I don't know how. I just looked over and saw you guys in. I'm trying to see if you guys can comment or not. Trying to fix that up right now. Hope you guys are having a good night. I'll turn Mikey back on in a second. Yeah. Let me check out the comments here. I'm gonna turn Mikey back on. He might be busy
Here, you
still.
guys. Oh, you're all right. I was right in the middle of my podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt that.
Oh no, you're good, man. You're good. We were just talking. We were just talking about the pot I grew this season.
That's funny because we were just sitting here smoking some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of the pot I grew. Oh,
Oh,
this
there
is
it
so
is.
stanky.
Uh-huh.
This stuff stinks so good.
Yeah,
I wish my camera did this
that's a
stuff
good one.
justice. I'm
Right.
rather happy. Like I've been using Fox Farm for years, Mag. Like for years, I've used it. I've used Humboldt County nutrients religiously.
I've got a buddy that's that
You know?
some, and I see
But-
him take in the bag.
Like, I really wish that my camera did this shit justice, because
Yeah, my
this
camera don't either.
this
I
shit don't look
I
this
feel
shit don't
you
look like
on
no
the
Washington outdoor grown, man. This shit looks like that. This looks like that Northern Cali wheat
No, it looks
growing
like
up in the
evergreen,
mountains.
You know, the good evergreen state. That's what the
You
true
know, this stuff
evergreen
came
state
out
shit looks
so good. I am so impressed with it. I honestly think I might be switching using fucking Dutch Masters to grow fucking pot, dude, because this stuff right here is just fucking phenomenal. Absolutely. And I, like I was saying, dude, like just the stock of the plant itself.
Whoa! Whole lot of green tea.
Oh shit.
We
I
got
haven't even
Bo
been
in
paying
here.
attention. Bo.
I just went down and got. I think Doug turned them on in the background because I was asking. What up, our
Man.
peoples?
Shout out to the
Anyway.
homies.
Hey, what's up?
Yo, man. It's fucking.
I believe in those.
Oh yeah, drying racks. I was telling you, drying racks are great.
That's the one that
Space
my
saver.
mother fucking told me to come pick up.
Mm-hmm. Drying racks are great. They're a space saver, dude. This whole fucking house was so fucking full of pot, dude. From the kitchen to the fucking bathroom. Like that one plant
Yeah.
filled up an entire fucking house.
Yeah, smoke and drink, Bo. That's right. Sorry, I'm responding.
Oh yeah, no, Bo. I'm about that life, bro. All about weed. Man, I've been smoking cannabis
Yeah.
since the age of 5. 5 years old, folks. I've been smoking cannabis.
My mama came down the stairs and she caught me with a pipe and a lighter smoking it.
See, my mom and dad used to make the mistake of getting scoring a bag and then rolling it all up and having a little fucking pyramid of joints. You know, they would literally have a little pyramid of joints on a tray. And at 5 years old, man, I would steal them and smoke them.
My mom and dad, they just loaded a bowl, went up the stairs, and I guess I don't remember it, but my mom said she came down the stairs and here I was just smoking away like a champ, and I'm like, all right, cool.
But yeah, no, I got introduced to cannabis at a very early age, and at 5 years old, when you smoke cannabis, you hallucinate. Real shit. The psychoactiveness of cannabis back then, and 5 years old, I literally had full-on physical and visual hallucinations. I had like severe intense body high, outer body experiences, and I remember vivid hallucinations. Like, I shit you not.
Yes, 100%.
Like, cannabis. Say again? What'd you say?
Anyone who says that you can get a trip off of like a psychoactive mind trip off of cannabis is freaking myself.
Yeah.
Actually been playing with
Anybody who says you can't trip off a weed like that didn't smoke weed back in the day. That's for damn sure. They ain't smoked the right stuff. That's all there is to it. Because there are cannabis strains out there that when you will make you have full on fucking visuals and outer body experiences. Like, not all cannabis was created equal. And when you can find some stuff that is pure and untouched of these strains, full on life altering experience when it comes to cannabis. It is not the same as the weed you smoke today from your recreational shops.
Oh shit! Today the recreational
No.
shop. Oh,
No.
Like I say, man, it has completely changed the plant in itself. Cannabis is not the same plant it was.
That's why growing it becomes necessary to grow if you want to get close to a high that you want.
Exactly.
that shit don't fucking.
You know, when you grow your own cannabis, when you are able to grow your own cannabis, you know what goes into it, you know what comes out of it. You can sit there and grow your strains, select what phenos you want to grow of the strains that you like, and
Ooh,
have complete control of what you smoke. When you buy from a rec shop, when you buy recreational cannabis, you're growing stuff you don't know the grower. You don't know the source. You just have to rely on the honesty of the business. And I can remember before legal cannabis the honesty of the business. There's a lot of
yeah,
disreputable people who sold pot.
absolutely. Especially
That's
like the
why
early.
I only trusted certain sources. And it got to a point
Yeah,
where I was able to connect with growers themselves, not just the middleman that I had to deal with, but the growers themselves. So I knew how they were growing their pot.
right.
So I knew exactly what was taking into my body and giving other people to take into theirs. And I felt a lot more confident. And it got me even more involved in medical cannabis because I wanted to make sure people were getting safe medicine.
Yeah,
Because that right
that's
there are a lot
a
of
noble
improper
mission.
business practices, a lot of really bad chemicals that some growers, especially recreational growers, will use to protect to protect the investment.
Yup.
Because mind you, a lot of these places are owned by big businesses.
Yeah, I mean, when you go to the source of it, well, isn't everything. Sadly, I mean, I could basically run almost every business back to the major four or six, which is just hardcore. That's a different subject, to be honest, but I mean, ugh, it's
Yeah,
just ugly. Big business
yeah.
is
Our
ugly.
our
I
whole
would,
show tonight, you guys, is all about weed. It is the weed episode, the
yeah,
cannabis episode.
yeah,
So we've already
yeah,
spent
I
two
got it.
balls.
So
10 minutes.
how about this?
That shit's stony. That shit is really fucking good, man.
Really fucking Sony.
I'll fucking keep smoking.
Dub says talk about Murder Mountain.
Oh, Murder Mountain. Fuck, man. I wish I would have prepared for that one. Murder Mountain. Up in the Emerald Triangle, you have Alders Point. Um, Come on, brain. The little
What?
area up there.
Emerald Triangle. Yeah, he said Emerald Triangle.
But yeah, no. Um, Up there in the Emerald Triangle, there's this little portion of it up in the secluded areas of the mountain. They call them Murder Mountain. Well, they call it Murder Mountain because yeah, there is a bit of dark side to cannabis growing. There's been a lot of people that grew pot that were not good people, and a lot of bad things have happened. A lot of people have come to this country for Croptober. Well, once again, happy Croptober, everybody. But they would come to the Emerald Triangle for Croptober for work. You know, they call them
Right.
trimmigrants. They come during harvest time so they can trim out pot because people would hire these big old fucking teams to trim all these fucking massive amounts of cannabis plants because it takes an
God,
army to trim out that kind of
I
cannabis.
remember the buses coming in for trimming. That's so crazy. I just had a
There-
flashback.
It's a very yeah
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off.
yeah no you I just lost. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm a little bit far away from my router. I'm surprised I have connection this far. I wasn't even thinking about it.
No,
You
yeah.
know,
If you would
I
go
was
all the
told a
way.
brother needed me, so I came over to see a brother.
Yeah, that's right. That's how we do.
I know, dude. You don't look good.
I hope I don't. Little
Yeah,
shit.
Bo's
Been around.
looking it up. Look it up. What did you say, Bo?
Yeah. No, man. But people would show up and get work trimming out pot, and we're talking about people coming from all over. Because I mean, let's face it, you know, since the introduction of the KGB, as it's been known,
Yeah.
Killer Green Bud,
Right.
also known as the Kind, Emerald
The
Triangle has become
common.
quite famous and infamous. And like I said, there is a dark side to it. There is a criminal element, but not all of it has been a criminal element in the Emerald Triangle. But it does have its dark side, and
No,
people
I
have
mean,
come up
I'm sure.
missing.
Right. I think we're losing our boy. We'll get him back. He's across the street or next door at his buds. Marky, we're muting you for a sec. You're back. Or whatever, you can say it like that. Marky froze, yo. I might have to let him back in. So
Hell yeah,
yeah,
I'll come bug you.
Okay.
oh, he's still in here.
Well,
Good.
you can do your fucking TV, talking to the homies.
You got me? I
Yeah,
lost
I
you for a
did.
second.
Yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah,
good.
I
I thought
dropped.
you were.
I dropped
We might have to
for a
just
second.
take it.
It's cool. I
We,
got you if you
oh,
drop.
I got a buddy who has some wood. But yeah, no, brother. I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay. I love you.
So Bo is dropping knowledge. It says is not a single location, but a colloquial name referring to a remote mountains area in Humboldt County, California. I know the name is associated with region's
It,
long history of marijuana cultivation, and that's everything we already know, Bo.
yeah. No.
Just
I. It's a location located in the mountains up in Northern California. In fact, it even spans a little further than Northern California into Southern Oregon. There's a region of Southern Oregon that is definitely counted as part of the Emerald Triangle.
yeah,
We got to give
I'm
them
curious.
Oregon growers some credit too, man.
I'm curious to know more. I don't know much about it, but I don't know if that's a topic you're ready for or
Well, basically,
not.
California that a bunch of hippies moved to and started little communes up there back in the 60s and shit.
Uh-huh.
And cannabis growing, it just so happened to be the thing. People grew
Right.
their pot. But, it's also how people learn how to acclimate cannabis to our climate. We learned a lot about it through the old school growers up there. We really worked hard. And back then, they got really serious about it. They located strains that were straight up from parts of the equator in other countries that were on the same level of the equator as us in Northern California, so that our plants would grow properly. And you know, back in the '60s when the first indicas started showing up, they really propagated the fuck out them. Them really good Afghanis and old school perps. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry,
and that was the big
I'm
thing.
proceed. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this thing on here just for StreamYard. Keep going though. Yeah, so Murder Mountain was a bunch of hippies that turned into like a colonization sort of deal. And
But
then
yeah,
things
no,
went abyss at some point, obviously.
they ended up building a community up north in this region, and it spanned a pretty good distance. But it got named the Emerald Triangle because it was well known to grow the best cannabis. All the best cannabis was grown in the Emerald Triangle. It's that Goldilocks zone of California's southern Oregon border that was perfect. It had the best fucking climate, the best soil, everything you needed to grow the best wheat.
Right.
And back in the late '80s, early '90s, the KGB started getting more prevalent. Before you really had to know a guy that knew a guy that knew a guy, and you just waited to fucking wait until you fucking score something. But later on, it started to become more prevalent and more well known. And the big secret was out, and everybody knew about the Emerald Triangle. And you started having an influx of people that would come just to head to the Emerald Triangle, because of the allure of it.
People still do to this day.
To this very day, people do.
I
It's
am
not the
moving
same
spots
anymore,
off
though.
of the porch,
Not since
but
recreational.
Pretty sure it's just lid and top food.
But yeah, no, the Emerald Triangle is a really big part of cannabis culture. Not only that, but it has been a really important part in cannabis breeding and genetics in itself. Looks like we lost Mag. Oh no. Mango, sorry I missed your comment. I can't scroll back through. Oh man. Man, jar after jar after jar after jar, I tell you what. Oh yeah, that plant produced quite the bit. I just wish my camera did better. It did it justice, and you could actually look at it.
Yeah.
Mag is back. Oh, Dub popped in.
Oh, my faults.
What's good with you, Dub?
You know we busted back on the bone, baby.
Man, how's that glamping session going?
You know we out here just fucking life, dog.
Oh, 100.
You
Dig
know,
it.
pimping. My turn? Yeah.
Nah, no, bro. We were sitting here discussing the Emerald Triangle.
Yeah, I was listening. I'm paying attention. I'm
You know,
trying
and
to
how I was just talking about how important the Emerald Triangle itself has been to cannabis.
Oh, the first one was a 6. 6,
You know,
10, baby.
how long you been smoking weed, Dub?
Since '03. Like,
Like,
you know what I mean? Like here and there when I was younger, but like I got in trouble and had to do like a little I had to go to the little meetings and shit and stand up like a fucking nerd and tell them I was a pothead,
yeah,
all
yeah,
that good shit. But yeah, I mean, it's the game has definitely changed through time, and like you said, they had terps, they had tinks, they had, what you gonna put a double four on a 6 for? What the hell? Look, this nigga just put a double four on a 6.
Oh,
The fuck? Get him.
hey, he trying to pull the okie doke.
What was that, bro?
He trying to pull the okie doke. Hope y'all don't notice. He hoping that liquor kicking in.
Did I go? Mine. Yeah. Is it yours? Did I go? You really playing with that? Oh, perfect. You got 10. 6-1. I got 10. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm gonna take him 10. Oh hell yeah. Yeah, so,
Yeah, no, man.
It's changed, bro. And like with the pins and
Oh, Dub is froze.
15. On my back. Sorry, we got Starlink up here. We off that satellite.
Yeah.
We off that satellite internet up here in the mountains.
All right, there are 15s out there.
Ah, the mountains. Gotta love the mountains.
Somebody just got points, right?
Yeah, you got double nothing.
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm running that.
But yeah, no. Even since like early 2000s, so much has changed in cannabis.
Yeah, so that's about it was about oh 02, oh 03, right? When I started really like getting into the hustle, having boys that were going to the club and picking up their scrapes and you know what I mean, like getting that Urkel and the dumb shit. And then that was when we were like, what? Like we was used to Mexican brick as kids, and then it got to like, you know, that it was green, but it was still kind of bricked up type shit. And then we got to
He was
where it
doing that
was
earlier.
on five. And then we got to where, you know, it was just like it was the one. Now we're at that stage where it's the one, bro. You can find some real deals. No way, this bitch just pulled a 20 out off the board.
But yeah, no, it has become where like loud, like you can find some loud weed, bro. But the profiles, like
One, two,
cannabis
three.
strain,
That's three boxes.
everything's so homogenized because all like the popular strains are being so mass produced
Box is 50.
I got shitty.
that there really is no variation.
I know.
Yeah. Fuck, she's 10 points away, bro. Yeah. You're up, Lolo.
I know. I'm counting.
You know, and I know you're like me, you smoke.
Huh?
You know, I said I know you're like me, you smoke. You know, yeah.
You're up, bro.
Yeah,
Like I wake up and I smoke with my morning cup of coffee.
I love y'all. I'm out.
love you, bro.
Oh, Mag's back.
Yes.
Technical
Super's back.
difficulties there, brother.
Oh yeah, the whole computer just died on me for a second, and I was like, no. But we all good. Thank goodness we have our boy in the background, keeping us going.
Yeah, bro. I mean, cannabis has definitely changed over the years, and it's not necessarily been a good thing.
No,
The shift in trend, you know, it really started way back when people wanted stronger cannabis. Like they
agreed.
wanted more THC. They thought the THC was the way. That was the one. And so everybody started breeding their shit to up their THC levels. And
Right.
now it's at the point where, yeah, no, you can find some weed with some ridiculous fucking THC in it, but it's not the same anymore. It's just really not. And THC wasn't the way. It was every little aspect of it, all the different, you know, components of cannabis. The way it was, it really made it special and unique. It really gave it that medicinal, you know, property. Because, like, yeah, you're not going to find that psychoactive weed this day and age. You're not going to go out to some rec shop and find some stuff that like spiritually changes your life. You're
Right.
just not going to find it. I'm sorry. It doesn't exist in any recreational shop. It's some little old dude who lives in the mountains somewhere who's been growing this shit since it's been a thing that still
Yeah.
keeps the strain alive. That is this weird, crazy growing hermit. You know, might shoot you if you trespass on his property, kind of guy. That you will find that stuff. It might still be grown in some other country, some little pocket of the world, but chances of you coming across that stuff this day and age are minuscule. So
It would be
minute,
great.
it's like winning the lottery.
Yeah. Freaking the smartest people, like how you're already doing. I'm sure you have a few seeds squirreled away. I want to squirrel away seeds for later. At this point,
Right?
I mean, I wish I would have done it back then, but now it's like, well, who knows what we'll have access
Man,
to.
I have lost so many different collections of seeds that I have gathered over the years. Like, I
Yeah,
started collecting seeds at a young age. You know, I got really, really fucking into cannabis as a kid. You know, that and playing guitar. It was what I loved in life. If they were
yeah,
my passions, I just felt a connection. And
We're
I
very
started collecting different
primitive.
strains, and I started meeting different people that I was getting. I had fucking one of the earliest seeds from skunk, not skunk number one, okay, not from the skunk man, you know,
Right.
that fucking created skunk one, but the first time that fucking a giant batch was ever circulated of some skunk seed, that real deal skunk,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and
The
I got
skunk.
seeds of that. You know, I had real granddaddy purple, not 2003. You know, purple Urkel Big Bud granddaddy purple, but
Yeah.
you know, pre 2003 granddaddy purple. You know, I had fucking old school perp strains, several different fucking strains of purple seeds. I love purple. I had all sorts of fucking, you know, cat piss. You know, that I had Pittsburgh piss. You know, I had the fucking I even had some seed from some Uncle Bob I found, you know?
Yeah.
And I was fucking holding on to that. But I had well over 1,000 different strains of cannabis in seed form that I'd been fucking holding on to for fucking years and fucking collecting. You know, just waiting for my opportunity to be able to grow shit. You know, I
Yeah.
grew different things throughout the years growing up. I was one of those fucking kids, you know, my parents found out I grew pot. They realized I did it well. My mom bought me books about growing, you know, and shit like that because it was something I was good at and I was passionate about and I understood. And I understood it in a way like people like fucking, you know, like biologists fucking understand molecular science. You know, it was a part of me, and it's something I've always done. So every time I ever came across seeds, you know, I would always squirrel some away.
That's right.
Always.
I mean, we need to I need to get back into that. Just even like if I'm not planning on smoking this second how I used to, like there will be a time where I wish that I had for sure.
When I got heavily involved in cannabis up here, I had started a whole new collection because I left my collection with a buddy of mine, you know, in hopes that he'd keep it safe until I could get it again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it kind of went to the wayside because he was stressed about getting caught with it because it was a lot of fucking seeds. You know,
Right.
a lot of fucking pot seeds.
Right.
But I started another one, man, and I started getting all sorts of exotic strains. You know, I ended up with all sorts of shit from Subcool. I ended up fucking with some fucking shit from Amsterdam. I ended up with fucking shit from. I ended up with fucking Nepal hash plant seeds. I ended up with Jack the Ripper. I had the cleaner. I had the Corkle. I had some fucking landrace strains. You know, I ended up with all these fucking really good genetics, man, and I ended up losing them. I was on my way, man. I was on my way to realizing a dream, and I lost everything. I lost everything. Like I was forced out of my house by the fucking police. You know, my kid's mom pulled some shit, and I lost everything. All my genetics, all of my
Yeah.
genetics, and I was crushed. I had fucking all sorts of stuff that you couldn't get your hands on, you know, at least legally. I had fucking poppy seed. I had all sorts of stuff for cultivating narcotic plants, you know, for medical purposes solely. You know, I don't believe in altering a plant from its natural state. Like we were talking about earlier, I don't believe in altering a plant from its natural state at all. No,
Right.
that's manufacturing, dude. In its natural state, it's a medicine. It's very inert, especially when used medicinally. You know,
Yeah.
it's not real. It's not habit forming unless you alter it and create it into a fucking drug. Facts. Because
True.
I got opium lettuce grows everywhere around me.
You have
You
to
harvest
like
you gather that just like you would from a poppy. You
right.
gather the
Right.
milk of that just like you would from a poppy, and it's a medicine. It's morphine.
Absolutely.
It's a painkiller.
It is. Absolutely.
And folks out there, do you realize? that most painkillers that your doctor gives you is so full of fillers that can't be good for your filters in your body. Not to mention, it's not natural, it's synthesized.
Yeah.
But it's just a plant, man. Don't alter it. Appreciate it for what it is. The Native Americans understood that. The ancient Chinese understood it. The ancient Egyptians really understood that shit. Ancient civilizations for years have understood the power of plants. It wasn't until modern times and science that we learned how to alter them and or manufacture them and synthesize them. I think
Right.
that's where the world's gone. You ever try Marinol?
No, I don't think I have actually.
Marinol, it's synthetic THC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
It's a
haven't tried.
synthetic man-created THC. Back in the early days of medical cannabis, they created this little pill called Marinol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I got my hands on Marinol. It came in different strengths, but I got my hands on Marinol, and it didn't seem to matter the dosage of which that I took of it. It didn't make me feel like I had smoked cannabis. You didn't have the same feeling, the same relief. It made you feel like you were drunk. You
Yeah.
felt drunk.
Yeah. Oh,
You
so
didn't.
so I didn't have Marinol, but I had a synthetic THC, like I guess it was in a little round pill kind of thing. It was like, I mean, like super. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Marinol.
It probably was. I didn't know the actual name, but yeah, it was
Yeah, it's
weird. That was
Marinol.
a weird feeling. Yeah.
It's a little round ball shaped pill.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, like a
Yeah,
BB or something.
it's a
Yeah.
little spherical pill. That was Marinol.
Yeah.
And you
I
didn't
didn't
feel
see.
high. You didn't feel like it didn't give you the same effects as cannabis did. You felt like you were drunk. You felt
Yeah.
like you'd been drinking, or like maybe
And you
you'd been
didn't.
sipping that codeine a little hard.
None of the body, like none of
No,
that
you didn't
body.
have the levity and clarity of mind. You didn't have the same feeling of body relief and lightness. You
Yeah.
felt pressure. You felt heavy. You felt like I said, like you've been sipping some fucking codeine. Or you've been on that lean. You've been like, you know,
Totally. Totally. And yeah, the drunkenness too, for
like
sure.
I was on DOC, man, and my DOC officer was really trying to push for me to get the Marinol, and I explained to her I've tried the Marinol. I've tried it in different strengths, and the way it makes you feel is like you're sipping on codeine. You don't feel stoned. You feel drunk. You feel you. It's not the same
Yeah,
thing, and I don't like it.
I
It's
know.
not good for you.
And they push for you to get on it, trying to help you in their
Oh
heads,
yeah,
and
no.
like,
Actually, what ended up happening there is I had a disc collapse in my spine, and I ended up with a prescription for OxyContin. And I tore that prescription up in front of my DOC officer while I was bedridden and I could barely move. And I had the girl I was with stick a joint in my mouth and I light that bitch up for me. And I was smoked that right in front of her. I was like, "Are you gonna lock a crippled man up?" Because literally, I was in diapers.
yeah,
I couldn't wipe my own ass.
yeah.
I couldn't move. You know, I could barely. It took everything I had to concentrate on breathing most of the time when the disc collapsed in my spine. But
Right?
no, that right there was what got me my cannabis on DOC and what made her quit trying to push for me to take the Marinol.
Yeah, yeah. I get it. That's cool.
I was one of only 5 people in Washington State that were actually allowed to have their cannabis on DOC.
So yeah, while I was a juvenile and I was on formal probation, trust me, this ties into weed. I would go every week. I did, so I had to do all these community service hours, all this shit, right? Like I was locked down pretty hard, and I had such a, they would call it a problem, but I had such a relationship with weed that like I would do everything I could to be off of probation, but I wouldn't stop smoking the weed. I wouldn't, no matter what. So I go every week, every month. I don't know, whenever, however often I went, but I knew I was gonna be dirty, but nothing else. I stopped everything else, and she kept saying, "Corey, we're gonna have to put you." you know, eventually I was gonna be put in jail very soon, and or juvie at the point at that time. But she saw I did everything else so good that she ended
Yeah.
up letting me just smoke the weed. Because I actually tried to stop
I don't
smoking it,
know.
and at some point when I tried to stop smoking it, it I wasn't functioning as good with my probation officer. She saw I wasn't doing things in society right and shit, and so she let me keep going. And thank God that's the only way I got through that shit. But yeah, so shout
See,
out to that PO.
you know, I when I ended up on DOC up here, I really wish I would have took the time to get to know my DOC officer at that time because he was a really great guy. He really helped me a lot. He really looked out for me like solid. Daddy, my
Yeah.
mom showed me this. I'm sorry, bud. You're burnt. Look, my phone needs it too, kiddo. You, but he looked out for me solid, and then I ended up with a new DOC officer, and I finally started working my DOC and met her. I
Yeah.
spent quite some time absconding from DOC. I turned 2 years into like 4, real easy.
Mhm.
My dad told
Mhm.
me it sucked for me. But, my other DOC officer like really went to bat for me. A lot of it had to do with my honesty because I would not quit smoking pot. I refused to. I absolutely refused to. I didn't care about the violations.
Same.
I would if it was really that serious and y'all really wanted to lock me up. I was like Frank Abagnale, catch me if you can.
That's what I kept telling
I could be right. I could be right there by the DOC office every motherfucking day, and you're not gonna find me. I can disappear. I could go up and go poof.
I just told
It's a
him
skill acquired over a great many years.
I just told him go ahead. Like if that's really what you got to do, I'm not fucking up in any other way. So that's crazy if you do that. Like
Exactly. Like I did everything else. I was more than willing to do whatever they were asking of me. But you don't know what I'm dealing with. You
yep,
know,
everything.
I suffer with shit,
Yeah,
and cannabis is the only relief I get outside of pharmaceutical drugs, which I refuse to take. Dude, I get prescriptions for fucking hydrocodones all the time. I got some hydrocodone sitting right now. Those are in case of an emergency because you know certain things that cannabis is not going to fix, like my back going out.
yeah, or tooth pain, some gnarly and tooth
It's
infection.
hard. My back goes out. I got to be really careful trying to smoke because if I cough, it's just aggravating and intense pain.
Uh,
Sweetheart. I want mama's. Yeah, I know. Mom will be right back, baby. Oh, Mama walked out the door and now she's screaming. It's okay. Mom will be right back, princess. Hey, no, not right now. You get her laughing before you do that.
that's awesome.
Princess is gonna die.
Oh,
Huh? Lanny's little fucking wiener dog.
no, man.
Okay. But yeah, no, man. I had to start giving clean UAs to get off of DOC, and
Yeah,
it was the hardest thing in the world for me to have to quit smoking cannabis. I never realized the amount of pain I was actually in until I quit smoking cannabis to get off of DOC. I quit smoking for like 6 months to try to give a clean
shit.
UA so I could get off.
And
I did everything they asked of me. All of my LFOs were paid, but I just had to give them one clean UA. One clean
yeah,
UA, and I couldn't do it. 6 months.
and
6 months
same.
I wasn't smoking pot, and I couldn't piss clean.
Fucking sucks, right? I thought it was just because of my metabolism at some point, and I'm like, I can only go so long. I was starting to go crazy, literally, like, and just feel horrible, and not like it wasn't. withdrawals. It was what my body had already. It was what the weed was canceling out. You
It's
know.
what you. It's the pain. It's what it was masking.
Yes. Yes. Totally. I had gotten past any kind of withdrawal you may or may not have. Right.
Yeah, I never had any kind of withdrawals from cannabis. Like I wasn't fucking like a
Mm,
doping for it or nothing like that. I've never had that problem. You know,
no. Yeah.
I back in the day, man, the towns used to go dry. You couldn't find a stitch of pot for fucking states for 2 states, man. Like
That's
back when fucking shipments used to get busted, man, fucking states would go dry. Whole counties, fucking whole states, whole counties would simply go dry. When they busted shit tons of growers up in the Emerald Triangle, man, nobody saw pot, you know. And we're lucky if we saw fucking shitty Mexican bud with cockroaches in it.
oh man. That sounds like when I was like 11. I did a bunch of that.
Oh, the shit I found in bricks of weed, man. I could tell you stories. I found fucking bugs. I found pesos. I found bullet casings
Dude.
in
Yeah,
bricks of
dude.
weed and bricks of Mexican bud that came across the border. Yeah, straight
Yeah.
up.
The straight up bricks. I remember them, and they just have like a long stem going through the whole thing and shit. Leaves. Oh god. Ooh, that shit was. We used to
Fuck
smoke
yeah,
a
dude. What
lot.
they would do is they would put those in hot houses, you know, and layer them on top of each other, and then
Yeah,
they'd take and put a fucking board across it with fucking big old stones and fucking press it together, and it would dry into this big massive fucking brick,
dude, it's crazy.
right? Bro, that was
That,
way back in the day, man. I mean, I've been smoking pot since, like I said, the 80s. I
yeah,
can remember when it used to be nothing but fucking brick weed.
yeah, I know. That's so like growing up with my pops, and that's what he got in trouble first time. Got in trouble for like suppose this is what I know. Supposedly 100 or 200 pounds, like in fake side panels of a truck, but it was all bricked up. It was, but yeah, he got caught for that apparently. I don't know. I think there must be more than that, honestly, but could be that. That's the story I got young.
You know, back in the day, you would spend probably about maybe $400 for a pound of Mexican.
Yeah.
You know, you'd
Yeah.
spend probably about $400 for a pound of Mexican weed. You know, you could get that exotic shit for like fucking 500-600 a pound. You know, that wasn't Mexican pot. Even so, not Mexican pot has been used as such a derogatory term. Let me reclassify it as Mexican red bud sativas. Okay, let's
Red bud.
let's
Yeah.
Mexican red bud because you can take it. Mexican red bud has been used in different areas to grow different strains that are fucking phenomenal. Okay,
Yeah.
but it is all how it's grown, how it's dried, how it's packaged and shipped that really affects the quality of it. And it's just fucking it's nothing special. But you know, there are certain strains that come from the south that are just phenomenal.
Dude, and dude, it's like when you get to that level when you yeah, there thing I miss that freaking like picking my bud and I get to pick the heaviness, the smell, the the density, right? The
Yeah.
like the color, the every single little thing about it, getting to pick that, like, and that I mean that was probably only for a couple years where I had it that good to where I could pick that, but that's where I'd like to get back to if possible at all. But that would have to be a major grow ordeal. Like I'd have to get set up for that to
You
do
know,
that.
that's one of the things that I always prided myself on as somebody who was supplying people for cannabis was the varieties. I
Yeah,
always made sure I had so many different varieties. You know, it was like walking into your rec shops today. There were so many different things to choose from. You know, I always tried to make sure I had a variety. People could pick something. You know,
Yeah.
I even had pre rolls back before they were making pre rolls, and selling them. The homie turned me on to that one, and it was the best idea ever because pot on a budget, man. I would take fucking the bottoms of all my pounds, and I would sit there and fucking mix it all up together and sell it to people as it. You don't know
Yeah.
what it is or how it's going to taste. It's a little bit of this. It's a little bit of that. It's it.
It's it.
And it became quite popular there. Everybody wanted it.
Oh yeah.
Because it was different every time, depending on the strains I had.
Oh yeah, totally. Like I know if I got that, I'd be like picking out all like the buds I like from it, and be like, oh, how much of this did I get? Little tiny nugs and shit.
Right? I had a lot of people that used to do that.
Yeah,
And they would
and
tell
then
me, man, I really like this part of it, dude. And they'd show me the little pieces and like, could you get more of this, man? I really want more of that. And then I would bring out a big old fucking jar of it. Like, I got plenty of it if you want to buy it by itself, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
they show up on a budget, struggling. I understand the struggle. Dude, I was homeless when I fucking started selling weed. I was eating out
yeah,
of dumpsters. Okay,
yeah.
you know. I didn't start selling weed to get rich or to make shit tons of money. I started selling pot because I got tired of watching people in the struggle getting ripped off.
100%.
It wasn't about trying to get rich, man. I've never been a man of fucking want like that. When I was selling fucking pot and had fucking piles of fucking money, dude, I lived like a Spartan with little to nothing. I never really wanted. It wasn't about fancy things for me. It was about fucking trying to do good for people. Because I
Yeah,
got tired of watching people smoke shitty ass fucking pot and getting ripped off while they're doing it. People I know that were going through the struggle with me. Homelessness. When you're homeless, and you're stressed out, depressed, going through it, mind you, some of us turn to drugs, some of us turn to alcohol. I didn't turn to drugs or alcohol. I smoked cannabis,
yeah,
and it was always a decision. This little bit of money that I come across, do I spend it to get food or do I spend it on my stress relief? And if I
yeah.
spend it on my stress relief, am I going to find somebody who's not going to fucking rip me off? And it
Um,
was always such a thing. And I hated watching folks that I knew who were struggling like me have to go and get ripped off by somebody just to try to get a little bit of relief from their stress and the daily struggles of being homeless on the streets.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, dude.
So that's how I even started selling cannabis. So when I was in that position, I always made sure I had a cheap alternative for people, and it was still quality. It was still good stuff. You know, I knew they
I
weren't going to be ripped off, and I
I
didn't
know,
care if you
like
could come to me with a handful with a bag full of change, man. I got you.
yeah, I always loved people like you that had people like me, needed that. I'm like, dude, thank you. I couldn't even have gotten like any amount of good bud today. Like, thank you very much for existing.
Isn't that wasn't that the whole purpose behind the push for medical is for the people who needed that relief to be able to get it and still have it be affordable so it didn't break their fucking bank.
I mean, that's what it was sold as, and that's a dream like
And that's what
we
I
all
believed in.
want.
you
Yeah,
know just like people who come to this country that believe in the American dream. you know I there's a certain level of morality that must be expected of a person in that position. If you're looked at as a care provider in that field, you should be reputable, you should be honorable, and it shouldn't hurt people to have to afford medicine.
no, yeah, it shouldn't. We shouldn't have to afford anything, really. I don't think, but that's a whole nother topic. I think we should have to, like, definitely do something with yourself and help your community and help your fellow brother. But just, I don't even believe in the whole affording situation. I don't necessarily have the answer
See,
for
I don't
that.
believe in communism, so
When I
therefore,
was
yes, I do
younger, I
believe
would have
in
said,
affording.
trade
Unless
buds.
unless you work on the barter system.
That's a good.
Unless-
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
it's not. We're not
that's all
talking about
needed
like
though.
our medical,
I'll buy
uh,
their
uh,
work for
like
stuff.
like our healthcare system that we have in this country. We're not talking about like affordable like that, because that right there, I am a firm believer in
I know.
that you should, when you are sick and you have life saving medicines that are necessary, you should not have to pay for those. Those should be provided to you. You know, you shouldn't have to sit there and pay for life saving medicines and fucking medical care. Doctors take a Hippocratic fucking oath.
No.
They take a
Dude,
Hippocratic oath, and it seems like fucking they have lost it in their pursuit of greed.
yep.
Big
Yep. I
pharmaceutical companies
lost
are not there to
everything.
help you, they're there to make money. It's not about curing, it's about creating and supplying something to help alleviate the cause.
Hey,
You know?
it's so crazy how the whole energy of the caring goes right past like any kind of business, like when they advertise to the customer, and even the commercials you see about something, they'll be like, oh, buy this, and like the person writing the script for that commercial, they're not caring about what that person's thinking, they're caring how to get them to buy it the easiest, which is so nuts that like we just maneuver around caring at all.
See, that we have lost our way in this world as a human race. We have been so fooled, we have been so blind, and we have been so manipulated. And if we really got rid of social media and the influences that have helped corrupt us as a race, you know, like governments, like political parties, big corporations that only have their pockets in mind. They don't care how they affect people or the environments, and they pollute us and they cause all these diseases the pharmacies that they fund just so happen to help have medicines for. It has become such a vicious loop in this world of self destruction, all for the simple fact of greed. That I feel like almost all hope is lost. We are at such a turning point in human existence. That's not even society. In human existence, where we are on the verge of extinction. The birth rate
Yeah.
has gone down to the point where if we don't actually start populating the planet, we are going to start seeing a very big decline in population within the next 50 years.
Well, and
In the next 50
that's
years,
not
we're going
even
to see
funny.
such a massive drop in the human population on the face of the earth. It's not funny.
I mean, no, that's it's even more not funny because so like I was just hearing about. I know this is kind of off topic. We're getting there a little bit, anyways. But anyway, um, AI, right? We all know AI is big right now, whatever. But all the jobs and all the things it's going to take, it is taking already, right? But I'm going past this right now. Like they when they look at that, they start to look at people and they're like, "Oh, we don't need this amount of people anymore. It's just a lot more people that we have to deal with." And which is I just heard about that recently, and like I've known that, but I just heard someone say it in that perspective recently, and I was like, "Oh man, that's nuts." We they're actually like wanting our population to go down, and it helps them.
Yeah.
And that's shitty. That's all around shitty.
Especially if he's talking about weed right now, and that's what you got. You're gonna hear the spiel. I don't have nothing. That's not mine.
I know. It still smells good.
420
I love the
Bo.
smell of cannabis.
You like the
Yeah.
smell of cut?
Hindu Kush is nice, especially when it's improper. If it's proper Hindu Kush, that tastes like some trim.
They're
Ew.
like the 50 joints or whatever.
Yeah, that's cheap stuff, bro. That tastes like
It's
some outdoor trim.
SR Sunday Lime Purple Kush. Indica
Pre-rolls, y'all.
Purple.
This ain't
Afghan,
bad.
and
Don't get
India
me wrong.
Kush.
But it definitely does not taste like straight flour.
Oh yeah,
It,
I'll always know if it's flour or not. I don't like pre rolls that have the taste.
I miss that fucking proper Hindu. You know that Afghani Pakistani Hindu shit, man. That fucking those real fucking landrace fucking strains.
Yeah. No.
Oh man, them motherfuckers would knock you on your ass.
Yeah, that was a real oil right there.
What the fuck did you have all over me?
Dog prints. Dog house.
Oh yeah, fucking Oreo fucking hit me dead in the nuts. Dead in the nuts. She fucking was so happy to see me. She bull rushed me. But yeah, no, that real old school shit would put you on your ass, man. I remember one of the first times I ever smoked fucking Hindu Kush.
That's all I got.
It fucking shit was beautiful. It had these little fucking frosted fucking blue tips and the magnificent looking pot.
You say
Oh yeah, that's
And this
yeah.
I took one rip off a bowl and I ended up fucking passing out off of one hit and cracking a cinder block with the back of my skull. I woke up to my buddy fucking smacking me in the face, telling me, Mikey, wake up, man, wake up.
hang on.
Oh, that sucks. Those are funny but scary times.
Oh man, I've smoked some shit. Like weed ain't the same no more, man. I have smoked some weed that would literally put a 400-pound man on his ass with green sickness off of 2 hits.
Michael,
Right.
this is what you do. This. Okay, don't look.
Oh.
And I'm catching hella shit telling me get off the phone and smoke pot. No, we're on my podcast. We're talking about pot. It's the weed episode. Let's talk about weed, everybody.
That's one thing. You're not socializing with everybody. You're just
pause your conversation on pot to smoke some.
If I could hear him better, it would be a lot easier to include everybody around me in the conversation, but it's rather difficult because it's hard to hear him because I need to clean the fucking speaker on my phone out.
We both need earphones.
It's headphones.
I've tried. It doesn't seem to be compatible with the StreamYard off of my phone. It won't let me. I've tried.
Headphones, not earphones.
Yeah.
It's headphones.
I've used headphones.
No.
I got a pair of A10s. I got a brand new pair of A10s, bro, that I've tried to use. And they don't work.
That's yeah, I have some that don't work either, but only because it won't let me use the microphone also at the same time.
Wow, 25.
And you would figure A10s would be compatible.
What about the
Mhm.
They don't work either. I've tried. I've used. It's just I don't know. I don't understand why it's not compatible. That right there is tasty. Which strain is that? Which strain are we smoking on right now? The what? Oh, that's the Pixie Sticks.
This is that stuff that Connie got.
Dude.
Ghetto something.
The Ghetto something. It's tasty.
Like that, yeah.
It's terpy.
It was Hood something.
But
The strain was Hood something. I can't remember what the actual strain was, but it's pretty tasty.
You're done.
It reminds me of a cookie.
Yeah, it reminds me of a cookie strain.
Classic cookie.
I mean, but
You're done.
that's like where like all the homogenization comes from. Like
You're done.
No, Les, he was nowhere to be seen. She was freaking the fuck out.
I was right here standing on the other side of the door.
You're not fucking phone.
Yeah,
I don't give a
I'm
shit.
moving to the van off of Dub's porch because I don't want to be here too late.
Leave it on my goddamn phone.
But I'm still on the podcast. I'm just moving. So if you see me moving, that's why. We're going into off topic. but it can still be about weed.
I think that now that you've been making a little bit of money, that you can fucking act that way. I know.
If you know, I get rather agitated that I can't even sit there and have a moment to do my Saturday podcast without getting made to feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Oh,
It kind of sucks.
I understand. I'm sorry, but
Like
I
I
do.
men don't really have much for their mental health in this society. You know, the little things we do seem to have, we seem to get made to feel like crap because of when it takes away from time from what other people think we should be doing instead of taking a moment for ourselves, something that we enjoy doing.
Yeah.
You know, something that brings happiness and hopefully happiness to other people.
Yeah. I know. I hope we are bringing happiness to the people, and I hope it continues to grow. I
You
know
know,
it will.
on that note, on the off-topic hour, I just want to give a shout out to all the men out there who are struggling, who are going through stuff, who carry weight on their shoulders that they can't sit there and talk to people about. Just know that you're not alone, and we're all going through something, man. There's always somebody you can talk to. If you're struggling so much that you just can't cope, reach out, talk to somebody. There's always somebody there that will listen, that will be there for you 100%, no matter how much it's hard for you or how uncomfortable it is.
Yeah.
Men's
And
mental health
dude,
is
if
important.
you can get to any like if you got something stuck in your head and you really feel like you need to say it to someone, please. Like don't just because I'll get trapped in my own. I've been there, trapped in my own head where I think I can't say it to someone, like whatever it is. But like it's like say it to
And that's how
someone.
everybody's like that, man. Everybody is like that. People like think it's only themselves, and they people don't talk about it because you know that nobody wants to be that vulnerable with anybody.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Nobody
say.
wants to be that vulnerable.
I didn't want to say the word ego, but but ego's been put so hard into us that like try to get past ego and just say what you gotta say, but it's being vulnerable is a better way, and being vulnerable is not a bad thing. It's a very helpful tool.
Once again, another thing cannabis is great for. It's good
Yeah.
for the head.
Yes, 1,000%. There, I don't think there's much it's not good for, to be honest.
Burn up.
Burn up. Mm. I just burnt down the house. No. All right.
You want me to get the broccoli or are you put it on the bag?
Carefully go into the car.
I'm sitting here looking back at the last few comments. The Bo over here, like we should have a beer chugging competition.
If I had beer.
He says I can chug at least 20 beers if I try. You know what? That that is a young man's game, Bo.
Yeah.
Us older gentlemen who have done all of that stuff highly recommend not to do it.
Oh, 100%. Please.
Oh
Please.
man. Oh Bo, oh man. I used to not have an off switch, man. Like that's part of the reason I quit partying is because I don't have an off switch. Like I'm one of those people that it's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna do too much. It's not healthy. It's not safe because I used to drink all the drink, do all the drug. Fucking man, it is definitely not good. If you live long enough to regret it, you definitely do.
Oh,
My body it is not like the things I have done to it, man. I used to sit there and empty kegs and used to go through fucking flats of beer.
Oh, dude,
I used to sit
seriously.
there and go to the corner store and I would buy them out of a shelf.
Yeah,
Mind you,
I
I had plenty of money to do all that dumb stuff.
when I was really young, we would ditch school and then go do a beer run at Ralph. That would be like the everyday, not every day, but like every other day. That was a certain time of my life.
Oh man.
Uh, hey, hey, there was a lot of hot punker chicks involved in that though. Like there was a lot of stuff going on that was, and to think about how young we were then, like I was only 14 during that, and we are doing everything you could think more than I do now. I'll tell you that much.
Right? Looking back at my younger self and it's the things I found myself doing. Like I
Yeah,
don't know that my older self would approve.
no, no, yeah, I do
Like I
approve of you, Cody.
definitely don't suggest to my kids they ever do the shit I used to do. That is for
Right.
damn sure.
It's yeah, it's a very hard way to learn. We believe a lot, but over a very hard way. We didn't have to make it that hard. We could have learned the same stuff a different way.
Not me. No. No, I
I
wish.
I wanna believe that.
I didn't repeat the same mistake twice. I made sure I repeated it a third time just to make sure. You know? It took me a few times of repeating the same damn mistake. I just tried to do it in different ways, but it was still the same damn mistake until I just realized it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at some point, there was just a certain point where I mean, it's what every old drug addict gets. That's what I got to is like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I got there. And like every real drug, and that, but that was like, that's the drugs part, or just like I had my own, like, my craziness part too. There was a reckless, ruthless part to me too that I had to let go of. But yeah, Bo, once in a blue moon. All right. I suggest don't, but if you got it, that's okay. I guess. I get it.
See, yeah, no, I've never been one for prescriptions, drugs, and or anything like that, man.
No, I do not advocate it at all. It's not something I would do anymore. It's like, I,
I have had my proclivities in life. I have done my share of drugs. I do not fault or judge. You know, I am far from it. I had a friend whose whole philosophy in life was never to judge a person. You know, unless you walk down their road.
yeah, yeah,
No, and I've walked down the road, but I won't judge because I've been down the road. I know the struggles. I know how hard it is in life, and I know
right.
how the escape becomes life.
What's her name?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You know,
that's so shitty how that happens too. Like,
it happens before you realize it too, and that's the thing about getting strung out, man. Is it it starts as a relief, as a coping mechanism for something or another. And before you know it, it just becomes a habit. The habit becomes an addiction. The addiction becomes life. Basically, it becomes a way to escape life. And you get lost in that. And it's the
yeah,
most repetitive cycle of going back from feeling good to being sick to feeling good to being sick to being really sick to struggling and being sick to fucking struggling to find the fucking wellness. You know,
no,
I've been
yeah.
through it.
I had gotten past that, and I'm not even talking about me right now, but I had a really good friend who he was addicted to meth, right? And he went through it so much, and he never got past that point of like the last time I talked to him, he was crying to me in the garage, like, Corey, I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to live life. I don't know what life is without this. And he's crying these words out to me. And I'm just like, no, and I totally understand what he means because I was there like 10 years ago. I knew I felt exactly what he was saying. Like, and it's so hard. Like how it's hard to like all you could do is be there for someone in that moment, like and try to say calming things, but like there's not much you can say. Just be there. Like I said,
What's
there's
good
no
with you, Rusty?
what up, let's say.
Yeah, I know. And part of the reason why I became such a big advocate for cannabis,
Yeah,
you know, I mean, because you can do so much with it. You can use it as a pain reliever. You know, you can deal with all sorts of ailments. You can even deal with psychological issues. You know, unfortunately, we don't have the psychoactive cannabis that we used to. Otherwise, it'd be a whole lot different. So that's part of the big problem. What's happened to cannabis is we've lost that true medicine.
yeah.
We,
That I
we,
mean,
we've, we've, we've really altered the course of it to the point where we have lost its true purpose.
which is the craziest thing because the whole thing was to get it medicinalized, and once we did that, it turned into not the right medicine. Turned into a different medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holly, can I get one more beer? Yes, ma'am.
that's right, Rusty.
You know, man, a couple is my limit.
Couple's my limit. A few is what I'll do. Oh my gosh, Bo. You crazy, Bo.
Bo's off the hook, man. We love the fuck out of Bo. Bo's the
Yeah,
real deal motherfucking shit, bro. He ain't playing with nobody. This is that he is who he is. That
one of the
motherfucker
most
100 as hell.
genuine people I've ever met. Like, even more, I don't even know that you can know. Like, if you're that genuinely cool, I don't think you can know that you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's so cool. Maybe you can. Like that. That's a different kind of cool, man. Can't teach it. I appreciate you. We love you on this podcast. Done a lot. Rusty, we love you too. You're always showing
Right? For real though, Rusty. I know. It's for real. No.
yeah,
That's what's wrong with cannabis today. Is all the expensive crap, all the good stuff, that top shelf shit ends up sitting on the shelf because most people can't afford it. So they buy all this cheaper fucking, tainted shit. You know that
yeah,
isn't healthy for you. Like I don't believe in all this flavored shit. I don't like added terps. If it's not naturally derived from that plant, I don't want it. I don't want added terps. I don't want something you've had to add into it. I don't like distillates. I don't
yeah.
want a distillate. I want a straight. I want a full spectrum. Okay, I want a full spectrum rosin. I want every little component of the flower that it was pressed from.
There you go.
Whether it was done directly from live flower or from live rosin. When it comes down to stuff like that, I want the real deal. I don't want added terps. I don't want flavored. I don't want a spray pack. That stuff is not good for you. That's why I don't really like. I don't like smoking blunts, bro. I gave up smoking blunts when I left the Bay, man, because that's all we used to smoke. That's all we used to smoke is blunts. Before backwoods was this thing, bro. We was smoking Garcia Vegas. You know what I'm saying? We were smoking Phillies. We were smoking Swisher Sweets.
Yes,
We were using
optimal.
Tampa's, Black and Miles to roll with. You
Ooh,
know,
Black and Mild's a harsh one to have to roll with right there. Philly
right?
too, but Philly's all right.
The Garcia Vegas were a little rough, bro. Those were a little harsh.
Yeah, for sure, for
You know,
sure.
but they had the Garcia Vega Elegante, bro, and you could roll them big old B legitties, bro, them big old long ass fucking blunts.
Yeah.
You
Man,
know,
that's
but
brilliant.
this weed nowadays, the stuff they produce is not it's not the same. It is
No.
not the same cannabis we smoked back in the day, and it's not really necessarily a good thing.
No, I don't think it's a good thing at all. I
You know,
wanted to I wanted to think it was going to grow to a good place, but it didn't.
see, I had my worries.
Yeah. Same.
I had my worries for the simple fact that I understand how popularity having having sold mass quantities to large regions. I understand how popularities of certain types of cannabis affect sales. I understand certain profiles sell better than others, certain strains sold better than others, just by reputation alone. And when you had that real deal, it sold itself.
Yeah.
Man, my biggest form of advertising was the smell that came off me, you know.
Yeah, boy.
But I understand how fad affects the market.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, that's how I started up fucking producing concentrates, and how I became highly against producing concentrates because
Doesn't
it
really
truly destroys. I got into pressing rosin. I used to blast. I used to blast.
same.
I started out with open blasting. And went to closed loop, but
Mhm.
no, man, it's
How many times have you called into
just not the same. It's a different thing. And when you take it, you alter it into that form to concentrate. It's just not good. It's not safe. It's not natural. I mean, it's one thing to sit there and take hash,
Yeah.
or take the flour and squeeze the crap out of it. It's another when you blast everything out of it and have to extract the chemical.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you start that level of manufacturing, you're completely changing the purpose of it.
Well, that's
At that point, it's just to get high. There's no medical value to that. It's
right.
to blast your brains out, man. It's like doing drugs. It's like taking that hit of crack.
It's like, yeah,
You
you're
know,
getting like when they get it crystallized, dude. That's just crazy. It's like I don't need my real THC to be good. I'm just smoking this, dude.
GMO,
Yeah, I seen.
GMOs. The GMO strain's an interesting strain.
That's
God, how
crazy.
it has permeated so much in cannabis.
Ooh, God's gift. While you said God, God's gift was great. I just thought of that. Sorry.
I really started noticing a trend in a lean in cannabis. I want to say about 2017, 2018. I
Yeah.
really started noticing it.
Oh, is it not sealed all the way?
We got about 45 to 50 minutes before my laptop dies. So
For sure.
that's good. Um, yeah. What were we talking about? I'm from the van. I'm thinking I'd be able to do it from the van. It's nice and chill in here. Can't see anything though.
Oh God. Look at that. I see. Good job, kiddo. I'm stoned. I'm definitely
when
stoned.
I hate when I'm all stoned and like I'm expected to talk, and then you're like, shit, I can't think of a damn thing to say right now. Like all I'm gonna be able to say is I'm stoned.
See, Rusty, I've been in this cannabis game for a very long time, man. Like I can remember everything from the '80s involving cannabis. From then on, I could sit there and tell you all about cannabis, man. It's literally been my fucking life. I have annoyed the hell out of people with it. I've been waiting for the cannabis episode forever because I could sit there and talk cannabis forever, man. Because like I'm one of those weird eccentric motherfuckers when it comes to cannabis.
No, I
You know,
feel
I'm one of
you.
those people. If I had a piece of plot of land up in the middle of the fucking woods nowhere, you better believe I would have so many fucking things going.
That's what I was talking about those storage units, cause that's what I wanted to do. Like I still want to get to that. My buddy got to do my buddy got to do it earlier in life, and I'm like, damn, dude, that was so cool to check all that out in person and see it working. Like, fuck, that's a dream to just get a land and grow bud, and it's yeah.
See, a lot
I've
of people have that, but the reality of that is a lot of work.
oh
Most
yeah,
people, most people fail to realize the reality of having a plot of land and growing
so
shit tons of pot. It's a lot of
I'm
fucking work. The
I'm
upkeep, the taking care of, the processing.
I mean that's we have to do something. Like I remember my grandpa getting a 40-hour a week job just because he was so fucking bored. Like he was so bored. He had money. He was
I'm sorry,
chilling.
but I don't really sit there and hear too much about what's going on. As I'm rather
But
focused on trying to hear him. I was having this conversation earlier about how I can't really hear my phone, so I have to like focus.
I feel you.
Focus.
um I forgot what I was saying. Something about my grandpa. Good. Yeah. Oh yeah. He fucking he got a job for because he was so bored at home, and saying
Bo.
the the we're gonna have to do some labor or do something with ourselves for the rest of our lives. So I'm okay with that being growing and maintaining weed. It's just that, you're always gonna have to do something to be maintained with yourself with your brain working. You got something till you die.
Oh yeah, Rusty. I mean, Bo was sitting there asking if we ever made weed pipes as a kid.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Making weed pipes was definitely a big thing back when I was a kid because you couldn't just go out and get a weed pipe.
so
You
many.
had to build your own. You either had to
That was
get the
my
parts to make
favorite.
one, or you had to carve your own. Or there was always the aluminum foil weed pipe,
Yep, aluminum foil, apple,
or the can,
fucking
or the apple.
pen, yes, freaking the pen. Oh man, I smoked out of one of those mechanical foils.
See, I remember the first time I ever hit a gravity bong at a friend's brother's house. Man, I was passed out on the floor in his bathroom for probably an hour before he bothered to wake me up, and I got in so much trouble because I was late getting home. Man,
We had a
gravity bong.
backpack full of our creations. Like so, we had a big old steamroller we made. What else? We had like a we called it the trifecta. Fucking there's what else was there? There was God, we brought a gravity bomb with us too. We had a hookah. We had a vape that was like the cool thing I had back
What the
then,
hell?
like the bubble gum vape. Oh no! So guys, yeah, gravity bombs are dope. Rusty, I know we're probably. I don't know what happened to Mikey right now. Let's see if he jumps back in. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we had a backpack full of crap, dude. It was insane. What did you say? Okay. We had waterless gravity bong made with a bread bag and oh yeah, waterless gravity. That's dry though. Ooh, that would hurt your lungs. Bread bag. As a kid, I used to. That's crazy. Yeah, no, the waterless gravity bong though. We would use it. We'd use the gravity bong. Yeah, yeah, totally. But we'd use the gravity bong without water all the time. Just like it was a water gravity bong. But if we didn't have water, what do? Oh yeah, we had to use. I mean, we used something, but not water. I don't even remember to be honest. It was something. I remember a time where it was just like not good. I don't remember what it was though. What else? There's so many different. We made so many different mechanisms, dude. Like what else do we have, dude? I don't know. I remember this one little stem thing that I just had. I would put it in everything to make a bong. That just stayed in my little pocket with me all day. Like if we needed to make a little Jimmy rig bong, just make one out of a bottle or a little quick pipe out of an apple or whatever. Apple pipes are good. I've eaten the whole. I've like used the apple and then eaten the whole thing after just to say I could. Wasn't very great. It was something. I wonder if Mikey's gonna come back, you guys. I don't know. Ugh. At some point, I'm gonna get off, but I don't know. What are you guys getting into tonight? Who's all in here? I know I got Bo and Rusty. What are you guys doing tonight? We're on the way off topic hour, anyways. Bo. And I used to take Tylenol bottle and put a socket at the end and smoke it. Bo, how long ago, Bo? Like when you say a kid, how old were you? What would you say? 'Cause I did a lot of that stuff too. I bet we were probably the same age when I did that and when you did that. I bet that was around the same age. What up, Dub?
So I'm not sure if you heard me earlier on the messages, but when you streamed this, you streamed it through the open test one instead of creating a new one. So I don't think it's gonna save this episode at all.
The open. This was this the second one?
No, so you were supposed to go through. If you weren't able to go into the one I sent you, then you were supposed to go through and create like episode 15.
I did that.
Well, so when I click in, it says reusable studio and then it says test. So it's on the reusable one. It's not on the one that ends each time when you're done.
I don't even know the difference to be honest. And I know I had to go in and put all the make this stuff and then stream it to both different things.
Did you like? Did you
It's
create?
streaming to we on the Porch podcast, and then probably I probably my I'm using it from the laptop.
So did you make like a name for it? Like did you type in a name, an episode name,
Yeah,
and a
yeah, I
description
did.
and all that shit?
Yeah, but the second time I did it way half-assed. The first time, the first 5 minutes or whatever, and then I think it was way more like done. But the second time I did it, it should be like light, but it should be, yeah. It said "We on the Porch" episode 5
5.
or 15, excuse me. Public. Yeah, I'm still streaming live to those places.
Yeah, yeah. But if you back out right now, if you hit your back button and go back in, when you go to click in, it's not going to tell you click on episode 15 to click in. It's going to tell you reusable test episode is live, and you're going to have to jump into that one.
Wait, what? You're.
You know when you very first enter the studio,
Mm-hmm.
are you on your phone or are you on the laptop?
Both.
Okay, so when you go in on the laptop and it has you enter the studio,
Uh-huh.
and you have to click which episode you want to be entering into, there'll be like a list of the episodes and it'll say live on one of them, and you got to click it in order to get back into the studio. Like if you're having a technical issue and you have to back all the way out,
Uh-huh.
back all the way out and try to click in and see what it says. It doesn't say episode 15, it says test reusable episode.
Well, I don't want to back out and then be ended.
Why? You don't have to click end, you just click the back arrow and back off of the stage. You don't
Huh?
click end. I could back. I've been backing out all night. You could back out and come back in. You just don't click end on the bottom corner.
Okay, so what do you want me to do now? I don't really understand. Cause it's,
If you were
it's
glitching
saying
right
the
now, or
video going, it says
if you lost signal, you would back out and then jump back in, right? Yes. Can you
kind
hear
of.
me or not?
I would have to go to a specific. I'd have to go to StreamYard. That's just in
You
my.
can't on the bottom
I
of
had to
your.
go. I had to.
Listen to me. At the bottom of your phone right now, you're on the internet, right? On StreamYard on the internet.
Yeah, I have to be.
Okay, so at the bottom of your phone, there's a little arrow that you can go back to the last page you were on your internet. Click that. It's just going to take you back one page, which will put you at the enter to the studio. And when you go to enter it,
Says
read
leave.
the
It
name
says
of that.
leave site.
Huh?
Says leave site. It says leave site when I'm doing that.
Yeah, leave.
Should
And
we?
then when you come back, you'll see the name that your episode is named. It's named test episode, and it's on a reusable stream. It's not on a single broadcast. That's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, I was gonna say even if it said that, my bad.
No, it's not like anybody put it. I'm telling you, I've had an open test episode since we very first started the broadcast. So all I'm trying to get you to understand is that now because it's on that test episode, when you end it, it's not. I don't believe it's going to end as the same type of episode, but it didn't have to go into like this 12-minute discussion of it. I was just trying to let you know to try to back out and see if you could come in and if it had you in test or if it just had me in test. But I don't know why you don't understand how to back out. Every time your phone dies, you back out and then you have to come back in. Just do the same fucking thing. But when you go to click in, see
Yeah,
if
I
it
did
says
that,
test
bud.
episode or not.
I did that. We did that.
You did it right now? Does it say test
I
episode?
did it a long time ago, and then we're done. And we're good.
What do you mean?
It's still on the test.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the test is all bad then. All right. All right. That's all I was trying to figure out. All right, y'all.
What is,
Appreciate y'all coming in. The episode was dope as shit. You keep doing your thing, but I got to go back to doing the whole family thing. I'll holler at y'all.
okay. Whoo, what's up, guys? Yeah, now I want to see if it will save. I don't understand. All right, you guys. I'm gonna get off because yeah, I don't see anyone on anyways. Everyone left me. Love you guys. We on the porch. Cannabis 420. You guys keep it up. We'll see you next week. Thank you for coming, Bo. Love you. Rusty, thank you. Love you. See you guys next time. Yeah. 420.